Welcome back, everybody. We're Sports Day, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. On this Monday.
Ooh.
What's the matter?
You see the numbers that Derek Carr got
Yeah,
from
I was
the
just going to
Saints?
say, yeah, four years, $150 million with $100 million total in guarantees. He gets $70 million effectively, fully guaranteed, 60 at the signing, another 10 in year three. I can't believe he got this kind of coin. Like,
I do. I believe it.
wow.
Rob, how can you not believe it after what Arizona and Cleveland did? They reset the market.
Yeah, I mean, is there anybody still out there that thinks that Jalen Hurts is getting a penny beneath $50 million? Is there anybody? If they are, give me some of whatever you've been doing today. So
or
to take
you need
the edge
to go
off
medically checked.
Holy crap, man!
Okay, so one down. So what did I say before? I said if I'm Jalen Hurts, I don't even talk numbers until I see what Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson get.
Right,
one down, one to go.
And here's the problem, Derek, and for people who are just jumping on with us, Derek Carr has signed with the Saints. And as we mentioned, it's again, and this is according to Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network, 4 years, $150 million, $100 million in total guarantees. So heavy paper for Derek Carr to go from the Raiders to the Saints. But look, go ahead.
That's a great move for Carr. Think about it.
Yeah.
You play 8 or 9 games in that dome. You play another game against Atlanta in a dome. You play Tampa in warm weather. And you play Carolina. Even a cold day in Carolina is a heat wave in this region in November, December.
Yeah.
You can't. Jeez.
And you go to a team with a good defense. You have, if Michael Thomas, and that's a big if with him the last few years, but if he's healthy with Olave, and then whatever happens with Kamara, if he's there for most of the season at least, you have some nice,
and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's a great athlete.
Yeah, you have some nice pieces in place there for sure. The problem, Derek, with the two-prong thing that you just laid out with Carr and Lamar Jackson, as every day goes on with that Lamar Jackson thing, I've been saying this to you guys for a while now. I don't know. I don't know that he stays in Baltimore. I don't know.
Then that makes Baltimore look really bad because they came out in January and said said Lamar Jackson will be here, and they gave him carte blanche to have a hand in who the new OC was.
I don't disagree. Why isn't this deal done?
I know. I don't disagree with you because if he leaves now, that makes them look really bad, and they don't have a quarterback. You're going to put that team in the hands of Todd Hundley?
Yeah. No.
That's your quarterback.
Yeah, you're not. Bro. Yeah, the short answer is you're not. Barrett,
that's unbelievable. You're still muted.
You lost your mic if you're not muted or something. All right, Z, why don't we try and get Barrett straightened out? Have him hop off for a second. Yeah, but that's the thing though, Derek. Like I don't. If I'm Hurts' people, I'm watching this stuff. And I'm saying, man, Derek Carr just got 37. We don't even start the conversation unless it's at 50. Go ahead, Barrett. I think we might have you back.
We good now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Bro, we weren't talking about anything less than 50 anyway, since he led his team to the Super Bowl. So why are we even thinking anything less than 50 anyways? We're talking about a team a kid that's rated a top 5 quarterback in the league, a franchise quarterback. And we're thinking at it from him just being a second rounder that came here and was running Wildcat when they had him in with Doug. No, he's a bona fide starter in the NFL, a top 5 quarterback, maybe even top 3. He just took his team to a Super Bowl. He's consistently been the leader on your team, so much so that your head coach gets a calming effect from him. There's no way Jalen Hurts should not be making or being one of the top 5 most paid quarterbacks in the league. Bottom line.
But that's why I said Jalen and his camp are not in any hurry to sign right now.
Exactly.
Why would they be? They're playing. You're playing chicken. Who's gonna? Eagles want this deal done yesterday. I promise you that.
Because Jalen has the leverage because the Eagles have to know how much money they can spend in free agency.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple.
He's got him over a barrel right now.
It's easy math. Yeah, he's got him.
He absolutely does, and as he should, because there's no way that that you can say anything other than Jalen Hurts was better than a lot of guys that are about to get money right now. He played better than Jackson. He played better than Allen. He played better than a lot of these quarterbacks that we're talking about to go into these big deals. So he has to be up there with him. And then, you know, I hate when people say, well, he's a running quarterback and then he might get hurt. All right, then. So this is what you do then. You don't want to play him like he's a running quarterback. How about you stop him from running, take that aspect out of his game, and pay him for what he does after that?
Yeah.
You can't have your cake and eat. You can't have his running ability be a major reason why he's the best quarterback in the league, but not pay him for that. That's BS to me. You know what I'm saying? Pay him for what he's doing out on the field. And what he's doing out on the field is winning, number one, and being that dual threat quarterback, number two. And oh, by the way, he's only a dual threat quarterback because he's an athlete. He can also be a drop back quarterback whenever it's needed. Mm-hmm. He's just a great quarterback playing at a high level right now. So pay him accordingly.
Yeah. Listen, I think we're headed that way. And there was some, like, I haven't heard this from anybody really, maybe kind of wishful fan thinking, right? But I haven't heard it from anybody else. Like the notion that he's taking a hometown discount. It doesn't make sense on any level. But real quick, the only way that you would even consider that is if you're at the end of your career, right? You've already won one. You've had about 2 contracts after your initial contract where you maxed out. That's the only time you would even think about that. He's on the precipice of the first big contract after his rookie deal. That never, ever results in a hometown discount.
Nope.
He's going to get everything he could possibly get, as he should. So there's no hometown discount. We need to, like, anybody who thinks that, just stop. It's not happening.
Right.
He's 24 years old and about to get paid. Now, as good of an athlete as he is, who's to say he may get another big contract?
Yeah.
Because of his style of play. We've already seen him get dinged up because of his style of play this season. Now, as he gets older, it's going to happen more if he continues that style of play. As he gets older, his play will alter somewhat.
But that style of play is what makes him great.
No, I understand that, Barrett, but I'm saying those kind of quarterbacks get dinged up more because of his style of play. And I'm saying it doesn't make him a less quarterback. I'm just saying somewhere down the road, it could affect him health-wise. You know, a multitude of injuries could affect him health-wise. Mm-hmm. You know, a pocket quarterback gets hurt, yes. Yes, we understand that. But when you're the type of quarterback who's carrying the ball 12, 15, 17 times a game, you step across that line of scrimmage, you're stepping into landmines now, potential landmines. We saw him take the shot and shoulder driven to the ground. The cheap shot, I shouldn't say cheap shot, but he took the shot in the back on the one game where he carried the ball 4 times on one series. He took that shot in the back and got the wind knocked out. I mean, that happens. Mm-hmm. You know, Patrick Mahomes got hurt on a fluke. Dude rolled on his ankle. Patrick Mahomes ain't running the football to pick up yards. He's running out of necessity or to buy time.
By time. He's buying time. Yeah.
But I mean, it's not a difference because you're in the pocket. Those same guys that run after you down the field, the same guys run after you inside the pocket. And I'm telling you, that's why, what's his name from Cincinnati, got his butt kicked the entire year. Joe Burrow got beat up and he's been hurt. Yeah, Burrow's has been hurt too.
Yes.
And he doesn't have nearly the same playing style. Look at what happened in LA with the Chargers. He got beat up, got knocked out a couple of games.
Okay. Would you consider Lamar Jackson damaged goods now? Look at the
no. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter where a quarterback plays. They're going to get hit because a defensive mindset of players saying, "Look, I want to see how your backup quarterback plays."
Yeah, I think so. I think the way that you can try, you're ultimately not going to be able to just protect people in that game. It's just too violent. But yeah, could you dial back some of the RPOs? Yeah, and I think that's what they'll do. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what you do, and that's
what I'm saying.
There's less. Yeah, that's all.
Preserve the franchise. I mean, Mahomes got hurt on a fluke. You know, you can't see everything around your feet. Yeah. You know, what Trent Cole would always tell me when I would ask Trent, how in the world did you play? If you played linebacker, inside linebacker, how in the world did you survive? You look at his tenure in terms of the amount of games he missed in his career. I think it's less than 5 in his entire career in a regular season. And he would always say, D-Gun, he said, when there's a pile, you keep your feet moving. You keep your head on the swivel.
Runyon used to say that too.
Yes. Yeah, you keep your feet moving because he said, you look at a lot of the injuries, they're always around from the knees to the ankles.
Yep.
For guys like me. And it's so true. Now, why don't more of the players understand that? Mm-hmm. You know, it's the principle is simple. keep the feet moving, keep your head on the swivel when there's pileups and when there's a lot of congestion. And it didn't affect his game. It never affected Trent Cole's game, but for some reason, he adapted that principle, and it worked well for him. And the quarterback getting some, and we see it happen a lot of times. Quarterback get an ankle rolled up. You can't see everything coming around your feet when you're trying to see what's down the field and deliver a strike. It happens. But I'm saying when you put yourself across that line of scrimmage 12, 15, 16 times a game, it's open season.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving, and it happens every time. Some young player trying to make a name for himself or some frustrated veteran because they can't get that offense off the field is going to take that extra shot, whether it's right or wrong. Going to take that extra shot at a player. It happens all the time with the quarterback. Now, Jalen is a beast in terms he's not your typical quarterback because of his lower body strength, but he's also human. Every quarterback has his kryptonite, okay? And I'm just saying, going back to what Rob said, at 24 years old, I ain't taking hometown discount for nobody.
Right.
I don't care who I want to play for. Yes, I love Philadelphia. I love being here. I love the passion of the city, the fans. I love the locker room culture. The owners have been great to me. How much you paying me? How much you paying me? That's the bottom line. When you look at that pyramid, that's at the top of the pyramid. What are you paying me? Plain simple.
Well, I just think that Jalen, he's different from every other running quarterback because he can stay in the pocket. He can play from the pocket. And he to me, he slowed down his running to when he had to run or when he had to put the team on his back to win the game. To me, those are all the times, he was running. And, and that's just from my conversation with the offensive line and them telling me, look, if it wasn't for Jalen, I'd probably have like 5 or 10 sacks here. But because he's so elusive in the pocket, he gets out of there when he needs to. It makes us look good, even though we messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
to me, that's an asset more so than it's going to be a damning thing when you think about negotiating a contract, and going forward. Think of the amount of the times people have gotten hurt from a quarterback standpoint inside the pocket as opposed to being outside the pocket. I think you get hurt more inside the pocket than anything.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think there are also moments where this is not a cut and dry statement. But in other words, go back to that playoff game against the Giants. The Eagles had the game in hand. And there was that series where he ran it like 4 or 5 times. And I'm saying, why? What's the point?
Right.
That's where you just give it to the running back and take it out of his hands for him to keep it. If you're giving Jalen the option, he is going to look at it and say, I see this works best for me to keep it here. I'm keeping it no matter what. That's just the way he's wired, which you love about him. But to me, I'm as the OC, taking over this year, Brian Johnson, I'm saying, here you go. Whoever Kenneth Gainwell, you're going to carry this thing. I'm not even letting Jalen have the option in certain circumstances. I don't want to take away what he is. Believe me, the essence of what he is. No, not at all.
Yeah. Hey, just to give you a heads up, Marcus Hayes said he can join us at 2.
Okay.
That's what's up, man. So, you working, bro. You working.
Everybody keeps saying, why's Deegan always looking down? Y'all know I'm working the phone every day doing something. So
all right.
He said he can. So we'll see. Hopefully he's in a spot. He was busy till 1:35. I'm hoping he's in a stationary spot where he can join us, video as well as audio. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to get his email address so I can send it to Xander so we can get him on.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We're looking forward to that. All right. So, well, look, there's a lot to dive into. We'll do that with Marcus when we get the NFL segment coming up. And we could do a little bit of that right now, actually, since we're going to have Marcus at 2. We got Keith at 1:30. So the big story of the day is Derek Carr, ends up getting $37 million a year from the Saints with 100 of it guaranteed. So nice, really nice. Tony Pollard gets franchised by the Cowboys. You had to because the window was closing at the end of today. So you had to get that in. Legal tampering, by the way, which essentially is the start of free agency, starts the 13th. So, that's right around the corner. What, a week from today.
Your legal tampering started January 8th.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Oh, well, let me ask you guys this then. Hold on. So CJ, we're not going to franchise then. That's what we're saying because it ends today, right?
It ends. Yeah, I mean they could still do it today, but yeah, I don't feel like they're gonna do that. I don't think so. Yeah. Yep. Well,
That
we'll
means
see.
that means you got a problem because that man gonna get paid.
That means he won't be an Eagle.
I don't think. I used to think he and Hargrave were both going to be Eagles. I don't think that now.
Yeah.
Although he is at the top of their wish list to get back here, if you enfranchise him, numbers are going up.
Yep. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. All right. So the Titans are shopping, according to Mike Silver, are shopping Derrick Henry. The Rams are shopping Allen Robinson. The Raiders are franchise tagging Josh Jacobs. We're talking about some big names here. Eric Kendricks has been released.
Yep.
Leonard Floyd has been released. There's some dudes hitting the market here, guys. that can help you. Even though some of them are a little bit older, but still. I know the Eagles aren't going to be in a position to grab them. I'm just saying there are going to be some names out there.
Well, but hold your breath because a few of them may not get that big free agent offer, which means their numbers start to drop. After that first week of free agency, their numbers start to drop. I mean, we can't say it enough. Did we ever think they would be able to pull off some of the moves they made last offseason in May, July, August, October?
Exactly.
Very true.
So some teams, because of cap restraints, just can't afford to pay certain players, which opens the door for players who want to, who are looking for those long-term deals, have to settle for a prove-it deal. And as we know, those prove-it deals are a whole lot cheaper than trying to sign a guy to a 2 or 3 year deal with guaranteed money up front.
And that's why I said that Howie Roseman at this point has more to work with this year because he's going to pay Jalen this year, but his cap value won't get accelerated until 2024. So he's got plenty of room on the 2023 calendar year to maneuver and get guys here. You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of money going to be on the cap. The only thing is he'll get a signing bonus because it's an extension that he's signing. So he's going to play under his deal right now. His deal right now, I think he's going to make for next year is like $4 million, something like that.
Yeah, $4.5.
$4.5 million. So that'll be his cap value. If he gets a signing bonus, then that'll be cut up over the next couple of years, and it won't get accelerated to this very year. So there's still a lot of money that they can work with this year. They will be enough under the cap that they can sign who they want to sign. But it's just about when you go to the Super Bowl, you might be a $10 million guy if you just make it, just play the pre-season. But once you go to the Super Bowl, that $10 million goes to $7 million more.
Yep.
You go from 10 to 17 because everybody wants that toy that they just used. You know what I'm saying? They want the new and improved toy to put on their team. They want to know what it made him go so great. We're going to put him on our team so he can make our guys great.
Which will make it that much more difficult for the Eagles to re-sign a number of their guys.
Exactly.
It'll make it a whole lot more difficult because of that. Just the fact that, like Barrett said, they got to that Super Bowl, even though they didn't win it. There's a whole lot. You telling me that teams weren't sitting back and just watching that defense perform? Not the Super Bowl, because that Super Bowl, the entire defense was out of character the last 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
But you look at a body of work over a 17-game schedule, and there's GMs and scouts and front people sitting there, check mark, oh, we need him. We need this kind of guy right here. And how much do we got under the cap? Oh, yeah, he would make a big difference on the back end of our defense, in the corner of our defense, in the middle of our defense.
Exactly.
And
to answer Mr. Rudy Poo's question, I think
Mr. Rudy Poo.
I think we start hearing it real soon.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's going to start happening with Slay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to start happening with some other guys.
Lane Johnson again.
Who are the heavy hitters, because Lane's always
I'll do it.
Lane's always open because he knows he's getting it one way or the other.
Right.
It's smart.
Lane, who else is the guy that they're probably going to restructure? They're probably going to try to restructure Hassan Reddick also.
Ooh, I don't know. Reddick. He's not making that much, Barrett, for the production he gave him.
Right. He's not at all. Not at all.
Would they try to restructure AJ so soon?
Oh yeah. Oof, man. And you get that money, man. I mean, they're thinking about when you get that, you get accelerated, you get more of that money up front.
Yeah.
You get it. So they're giving you a signing bonus because signing bonus can get, transferred throughout the rest of that deal.
Right.
Exactly.
So if they give you, he's making $100 million. All right, let's say he made $20 million last year. He still owed $80 million. So what they'll do is give him a $10 million signing bonus. That way he'll only play for $10 million this year. And then he had $10 million signing bonus, but that's $10 million will be $2 here, $2 here, $2 million here. Yeah. It'll be pressed out instead of having the whole entire cap value given to you right then and there.
But you need the other like takeaway from some of the stuff that's happening today, like Allen Robinson, wanting to be traded, and they're gonna have to eat like half of what he's still owed. The Eagles were interested in him.
Yep.
By not being able to get that deal done, they ended up in turn trading to get AJ Brown. And we always talk about this, the deals you don't make.
Right.
Russell Wilson, right? Great example. Deshaun Watson. And it turns out that Jalen, you have the guy right here. You could have had any of those guys instead of AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
Wow.
Remember when we went out, we needed a safety, and we went to get that safety.
During Chip's time. TJ Ward, right?
Yeah.
Was he one of them? Bird was one of them.
And I'm so glad we didn't get Bird. He never played out. We get Malcolm.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, Malcolm? Why'd we get Malcolm? Look what ended up happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
The deals you don't get and you don't receive. That's
yeah.
Wow,
and it's also crazy. Knowing how to pivot off of, okay, that's not going to happen. So what's plan B or C? And then once you go to those plan Bs and Cs, you better hit them. And the Eagles, fortunately, it's worked out for them.
They absolutely have.
Timoleon says, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley was another guy that they had interest in.
That's right.
And then this is where I will give the Falcons credit. If you guys remember, the Falcons were like, can't do anything with you right now. Just trust us on that. They didn't screw the Eagles over, which they could have. And maybe this league would have looked into it if they did. But I thought they handled that in a good way. So, all right, last thing I want to hit before we get a timeout, we talked to Keith Pompey. We had the combine just come to a conclusion yesterday. Andrew Voorhees, who's a top 100 prospect offensive lineman out of USC, tore a knee. To his credit, he still stuck in there and did some what did he do? 38 reps of 225 pounds with one leg. He was doing that. Tough dude, right? Tough dude. But this also begs the question: are these guys, other than the ones who are going to be projected later round picks, who you could get yourself on the map more? If you're a top 100 prospect, or should you even step foot and do any of this kind of stuff at the combine?
In his sense, no.
This kid got screwed.
Well, look at the kid last year, 2 years ago, that in his workouts at school at Michigan, he's out there working out, blew his knee out.
Yep.
And they just moved the drill down. They didn't really even help him. Nobody even came out there to help him. They moved the drill out the way and kept on going with the drills.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, are you kidding?
Yeah, cold. That's just cold, man.
You're the jocks, the helmets, and the shoulder pads. You are a commodity. Buy, sell, trade.
Yep.
That's exactly what NFL players are.
There's no human element there. That's just what it is. Yeah. And
that's the job description you accept for that one moment in glory of achieving your dream, to do something very few to do, become a part of an elite fraternity. If you're only one of 1,700 players, when you think about all the college players out there who dream of playing in the National Football League, and only 1,700 are afforded that opportunity, you do what you have to do to get there. And I hate to see that happen to any player, because the fact that this kid still did 38 reps at 225 on one leg, somebody's going to draft him, because that dude's a beast. That dude is a flat out beast to do that. Who does that? You tear your ACL and you still show up the next day hopping out and doing bench presses for him?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I hear you.
Bro, he will be remembered forever. They will remember his name forever.
All right, let's step aside. Let's come back. Let's talk to Keith Pompey from the Philadelphia Inquirer. We'll get the latest on what's going on with the Sixers. Huge win Saturday. Some injuries to be dealing with, all kinds of stuff. We'll do that with Keith when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. I'm going to tell you about Flynn Tree Services right now. They are an experienced, licensed, and insured Pennsylvania tree services company that will trim or remove any unwanted trees off of your property. They offer cost-effective solutions to any tree problem that you may face. They are experts trimming all types of trees, and they serve southeastern Pennsylvania, South Jersey, and northern Delaware. They specialize in tree removal, stump grinding, as well as tree pruning. You can go to their Facebook or Instagram page for more information or a sampling of their work. Give Flynn Tree Services a call at 610-850-2848, 610-850-2848, or online at flynntreeservices.com. That's flynntreeservices.com.